Welcome to Reaching Abundance, the podcast for business owners who want to grow their authority, expand their reach, and generate leads with ease. I'm Virginia, your guide to simplifying podcasting so you can market your business without it feeling like another job. Today, we're tackling podcast efficiency, time-saving tips for business owners to shine with less effort. If you've ever thought, I don't have time to record a podcast, or how do people squeeze podcasting into their already busy schedule? This episode will help illuminate the path for you. Let's dive into how to make podcasting sustainable, manageable, and impactful for your business. Since you're here, I'm assuming you're a busy business owner too, which means time is your most valuable resource. And a podcast is one of the best tools to build authority and connect with your ideal clients. And you can host and record great episodes without them consuming hours of your week or already jam-packed month. With the right systems in place, you can consistently release high-quality content without spending your nights editing or stressing over what to say, because I'm about to share workflows and strategies that save time and energy so you can focus on what matters most. Whether that's talking with more leads or enjoying free time, my number one recommendation is batching. Batch recording and time blocking are your secret weapons for working efficiently and staying focused. Here's how to make it work for your podcast. Monthly idea sessions. Block time on your calendar for brainstorming. You're going to spend about 30 minutes per episode jotting down what your audience asks about or the services they should know more about. Make it a distraction-free zone. Grab a coffee and a pen and paper and stay away from screens. A change of scenery, like your kitchen table or a coffee shop, can spark creativity and disallow you from looking at your computer screen. Then, recording days. Choose one day a month to record multiple episodes. For a weekly show, aim to record 5 so that you've got extras ready for holidays, vacations, or breaks. Fewer recording days per month means fewer scheduling conflicts, and consistency keeps your show running smoothly. Then prepare with outlines. Don't go completely off the cuff. Use an outline to stay on track and avoid tangents. If scripting is more your style, schedule time beforehand. Writing a 15-minute solo episode might actually take 30 to 45 minutes, but being prepared will make recording faster and stress-free. Batching using these tips creates a system that saves time and keeps your podcast consistent, leaving you free to focus on your business all the rest of the days of the month. Now let's talk about simplifying your recording process. It really should be as easy as just hitting record on your equipment, but barriers like dead batteries or clutter in the space or needing to set up your lighting can delay you from actually hitting that record button. Anything that you can say that's like, oh, I can't record until, is a barrier. Here's how to make recording smoother. Set up your space. Keep your mic, your camera, and other equipment plugged in and ready. If something needs setting up, like lighting, make it quick and accessible. I want you to be able to start recording in just 10 minutes or less from the time that you start setting up. Second, create a quiet zone. Dogs outside, kids at school, not on the day when your lawn crew or your cleaning crew come. Silence your phone and notifications. Third tip here is to test your tech. Always do a quick mic and camera test. It actually saves you from surprises like settings mysteriously changing or something becoming unplugged. Then, before you hit record, review your outline, refresh your memory on your little stories and your key points, because I want you to be able to stay on track, but also come off as being authentic. Now that we've talked about batch scheduling and a few pre-recording tips, now let's talk about when you're recording, when the mics and cameras are actually on. First, I want you to speak to people using you and your. Don't say things like, "Hello, everybody." Make it personal. The second tip is to keep water handy. It's better to edit out the whole mistake, pause, get a drink, come back, reset, and start your sentence again than it is to fix something that you forced your way through. This brings me to my next point. If you make a mistake, stop and repeat the last sentence or two, leading into and past where you messed up. This gives your editor clean options for seamless cuts. Here's your action step. Make a pre-recording checklist that includes detailed steps like turning off fans, switching SD cards, checking batteries, or even lighting a candle depending on what's in your frame. Setting up a routine like this makes pushing record seamless and efficient. Now, finally, editing is the number one thing that DIY podcasters say takes up their time. So let's break down the types of editing to help you decide what to outsource. Some people do no editing, leaving all the ums, mistakes, lip smacks, and salivary noises in the track. While this might work for live content like Facebook or YouTube Live, podcasts need polish. Your professional image depends on it. Even if you only want minimal edits, your sound is in their ears. At the very least, background noise and distracting mouth clicks should be removed. There are 3 levels of editing. First, we've got basic editing. This is where someone just removes the obvious mistakes and gaps, and there's minimal noise reduction. It's quick, but it's not often a fully professional result. This type of editing is not aligned with the high standards that we have at Podcast Abundance. Next, you've got detailed editing. This is where every word is reviewed. We reduce ums and clicks and spit noises and background noise. We sweeten your tone and we cut anything that doesn't add value to the conversation. This ensures you sound confident and professional, whether you're doing a solo episode or you're hosting an interview. Next, and finally, we've got conversational editing. This is where we go deeper, reviewing the entire episode through the lens of your brand. We cut sentences or sections that don't truly serve and elevate your image. We might remove off-putting comments, and we really refine the conversation to ensure your brand and your vision is best represented. DIY editing might allow you to touch on all 3 of these levels, but it's slower and less precise without professional tools or expertise. However, editing your own episodes helps you learn your speech habits like lip smacks and crutch phrases, and reveals how time-consuming the process really can be. These frustrations often highlight the value of outsourcing to editing experts like my team and me. Here's your action step for this section. Evaluate where your time goes. If you're DIYing, how much time are you spending on editing? What could you achieve if you had those hours back? Could outsourcing improve your results while also freeing you up to do what you love or what you're actually really good at in your business? These are key questions to ask about editing and really everything else in your business. Revisit a self-evaluation process like this at least once a month. Let's circle back to how we began this episode. with batching your scripting and recording time using calendar appointments. Here's what a sustainable podcasting schedule might look like. For one, you'll have a monthly commitment of between 1 and 5 hours, depending on how long your show is or how complicated it is. And this time is for brainstorming and outlining. Or if you're conducting interviews, this is where you coordinate with your guests. Ideally, you block this as a half day or a full 1 day per month where you just get it all done. Then you have a monthly commitment of, again, between 1 to 5 hours for recording. This should be time blocked as just 1 or 2 at most days per month, so you're less likely to have a conflict. And finally, if you're a control freak and you insist on reviewing your podcast manager's work, you can add 15 to 30 minutes to your schedule per week to review show notes and approve edits. With Podcast Abundance, we work diligently within the first 60 days of our agreement to where you and I both know we are completely on the same page, and there's no longer a need to go back and listen or review things before they go live. You can just enjoy your show just like a listener would once it's already published. That's it. With the right support, you can maintain a consistent weekly podcast with a time commitment of only between 2 to 10 hours per month, of course, depending on length of episodes and how complicated your show is. You can basically have everything on your end for your podcast done in just 1 to 2 days per month. Here are your closing action steps for this episode. 1, block off time for your monthly ideating and recording sessions. 2, decide which pieces of the process you want to handle, are good at, and enjoy, and then delegate the rest. 3, streamline your workflow and strategic approach by working with a podcast manager or a podcast coach. I really hope this advice on time blocking and batch recording has sparked some ideas for you. This episode answers some of the key things that I work with new clients on as far as scheduling and recording. And in the end, this helps you grow your podcast, grow your business, and reduce barriers to producing content. When your pre-recording process, ideating, outlining, and setup is streamlined, recording feels less overwhelming. That's when you're more likely to follow through on your goal of producing a weekly show, and you'll actually be proud of it. Remember, the systems we've talked about today aren't just about saving time. They're about making it easier for you to show up, deliver value, and build the authority and visibility your business deserves. If you're still unsure how to map out batching or time blocking or a schedule for yourself to record your show, or if you're trying to estimate how much time you'll need to make this work, I'd love to help. Let's hop on a call to talk through your goals and figure out a system that works for your life and your business. You're not in this alone, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Until next time, keep taking these small steps toward creating the podcast and the business you've envisioned. See you next time.